And this kind of brings me to a complaint I have about modern kits. Welcome back to the workbench, where we try to make things. And it's Thursday, so we're back working on Revell's 1956 Ford Thunderbird. This is the kit that we're trying to make look like it just rolled onto the showroom floor. So it's that brand new car. And if you'd like to get caught up on this build, there's always a link down in the description where you can get completely caught up to where we are. And where we are right now, well, I don't know. I went to work on it and I really didn't even know what to do. I'm still waiting, or I still need to get. I think that's going to be the theme of this video, is the words I need to get. I still need to get more body color. So I thought I would start, I got to keep moving forward with it, right? So I thought I'd start on kind of the next, or really the last steps in this build, which is the chrome parts. Basically, the windshield, the bumpers, all this kind of thing. And the first thing I did was start to do the windshield, and the windshield frame, the way it's molded to the sprue, you have sprue left over on the window frame. And quite honestly, the chrome's not very good on it. So the chrome on the wheels, in my opinion, really nice. Like, I like the chrome on that's why I left the plating. And in my opinion, in most current modern kits, the plastic plating they're doing now is pretty nice. And so but the plating on, if you look at it, the plating on the frame was not very nice. So that was the first thing I started to do, was strip chrome. So I had to strip the chrome, obviously, for the window frame, because I'm having to kind of reshape it, because it had, I guess the only way I could say is it had the sprue molding shape in the frame, which I've already started doing. So I've got it pretty close to where it needs to be. The bumpers had a ton of like plastic flashing. In fact, you can still see it here, but you could really see it in the chrome. So when I go to remove that flashing, I'm going to lose chrome. So then I've got to do something. So I went ahead and just stripped them completely. And this kind of brings me to a complaint I have about modern kits. Like, I would think you could think, so here's, for example, let me give this example. So like this chrome is actually really nice on the front grille. And the way it attached to the sprue was on the bottom side. You can see where I had to clean it up on the bottom side here. So I lost chrome there, but it's no big deal, because if I come over to the car and I put the grill in, right, that portion of the grill disappears. That's so, that makes sense. Attach it to the sprue there. But in the same vein, so this is for the portholes, right? So this is the little bitty chrome that'll surround the portholes in the roof. It was attached at the part of the chrome that shows on the outside of the car, when there's all this chrome on the inside here. And again, this is just me ranting. There's all this chrome on the inside here. You could have attached anywhere to the sprue in this area here. Hopefully you guys can even see this, because none of that's going to show. But no, they attached to the sprue on the outside here, so that when you clean it up, you lose chrome from the part. Now, the same thing was true on this rear taillight. You can see it was attached here, which is actually exterior chrome part, I guess you could say. And you can see where I cleaned it up, I lost it. But these actually work out, because I guess basically, because that portion's down here below, which is going to be so tightly in between itself and the bottom bumper, I don't think it's going to be an issue. But that's just a rant of mine. I wish when they were putting these things, they would think about that a little more, for guys who want to keep the plating, especially if your plating's good. You want to have it so that we can keep the plating. So just kind of think about how the parts are attached to the sprue. And I'm sure there's engineering behind this as to why. I'm sure there's a reason why this piece was connected. I bet that over the years or something, or they've learned or whatever, that if you don't have that heavy sprue integration, if it wasn't combined with the sprue that heavy, I bet these like break or something in the box, or, I'm sure there's a reason to why it's done, but sure, it would be nice if, you didn't have to sand down some of your chrome if you wanted to keep the chrome. But anyway, so what that means is I'm going to have to paint this chrome. And I have, where's it at? I have All Clad somewhere, but All Clad not all clad. I have Maltau. The Maltau. That's what it is. I have the Maltau liquid chrome that I could shoot. And this stuff is great as far as the chrome goes. It looks great, but if you touch it, forget it. It's it dulls so easy, and it never seems to. That problem never seems to go away. 10 years from now, you can still touch it, and you've completely ruined the chrome. You know what I mean? So I don't think this is going to work. So I was going to ask you guys if you could down in the description, let me know, is there a good chrome that, well, one is either in a spray can or can be sprayed in an airbrush? Like, what's the best y'all have come across? I don't. I have yet to find really a good answer. So let me know. I tell you what, just let me know. Give me all your opinions down in the comment section, and I'm gonna kind of check them out. I'm gonna see what will work best because I need to do. I mean, this is big stuff that needs to be sprayed. Um, yeah, and I'd like to have a good quality job. Now, the other thing that I was going to try to do, and I talked about last time, was running fuel line from the tank up to the front to the motor, and then up to the fuel pump, and then the fuel pump to the carburetor. Now, there's a small problem. There's a small problem with that little story. This kit doesn't have a fuel pump. The model did not have a fuel pump on it. Now you can see, make sure you can see, I've put one on it. I've put a fuel pump on it. Now I got to that fuel pump is I actually just went and modeled my own fuel pump. I just looked up 1956 Thunderbird mechanical fuel pump. I took those images, threw them in messed around with it or whatever, and scaled it down to 1/24 scale and just made my own fuel pump. So now I have, and by the way, this is hot off the presses. I just literally just finished painting it and gluing it in place there. It's probably hard to see, but now I have somewhere to run fuel line to, and then fuel line to the carburetor, which got me thinking about something, which is if you owned this car, the real thing, if you owned a real 1956 Thunderbird and you were doing a restoration of this car, you most likely at some point would just have to go buy a new fuel line, right? And the fuel line you would order would come pre-bent, the hard lines that is, would come pre-bent, and you just kind of bolt it up into, it's already in the shape you need it to be to go from, let's say, where, I don't know how they probably break up somewhere, but from the back to the front, or, whatever the links are and where they go, they're already pre-shaped, which made me think, how cool would it be? If I could just order 1/24th scale fuel line that's already in its shape, and you just you place it in, like maybe it runs to this frame piece, or I don't know. I have to look exactly how they run. How cool would that be to be able to just get that fuel line and put it in, or a brake line or whatever for the 56 Thunderbird 1/24 scale, which got me to thinking, how hard would that be to do? How hard would it be to make those where it's you could reproduce it? In other words, what I would normally do is I'd get my wire and I'd try to slowly bend it, and I'd just do it by hand. Like if I was making my own fuel line underneath a car. In other words, I didn't go to whatever restoration parts house and just bought it. I got a straight stick of fuel line and I was trying to bend it myself. That's what I would do. But how hard would it be to do some kind of diagram and be able to reproduce it easily, where if you wanted a fuel line for your 56 1/24 scale Thunderbird, it would be, I could just go put it together, throw it in the middle, and there you go. So that's something I was thinking about doing before next time, was trying to see if I could figure out if there's a way, I don't know, or would it be easier just to print fuel line? Like if I could get, the right, because you can get the, there's pictures of the fuel line online. Is there any way that I could just print that? But I think it would get too thin. We really want it to be metal. Anyways, it's just a thought in my brain. Is there any way, if I wanted to order up a pair of disc brakes for this car, I could. You follow me? Like, I wish I could get fuel line, brake lines, all that kind of stuff. Just make it way easier than trying to shape my own. Just a thought I had, something that I might mess around with. But I will definitely, now that I have a fuel pump, be putting in a fuel line one way or another for this kit anyways. And we'll also start putting in brake lines also before we put in the rear end, while we're waiting on body color. And I also need to wire the motor for spark plug wires, but I don't have plug wires, so I need to get it use that again. Again, that's the theme of this. I need to get plug wire because it is black. I looked it up. It was black wire from the factory or out of the off the assembly line. So all I have is red. So I definitely want to put in black. I need to get body color. I need to get plug wires. I need to get chrome paint, and I need to get brake lines, I guess. I need to make brake lines. But anyways, I need to get all that stuff before next time so that we actually have something to be updated on next Thursday. And if this is something that you want to keep up with and see, does he have anything to update next Thursday? Hit that subscribe button. We just turned 10,000 subscribers. I'm making the push for 20. So hit that subscribe button. Leave me those comments down below. Where can I get some good chrome paint? Is preformed brake lines and fuel lines something you'd be interested in? And hit that hype button, like button. I don't know. Do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I got a lot of stuff to get. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.